Yo, yo, what is going on, my fellow wrestling fans? Welcome to a brand new week and welcome to a brand new edition of what we like to call the Clash of Champions, where we talk about the different personalities, storylines, controversies, and everything in between that center around this world we know and love as professional wrestling. I'm your host, the vegan you believe in, Conscious Kurt, aka the Professor in the Flesh as always, and my podcast partner needs no introduction, but the hell with it. He's about to give y'all one anyway.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is tag team partner Jonathan Randall, the adventurer himself. Always make your life an adventure, as I say on my Instagram bio. And welcome to our soap opera of professional wrestling that we so much love, giving you the news that you need to hear. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get better because this Saturday is the Royal Rumble. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Don't forget that Royal Rumble is this Saturday in Indianapolis, Indiana, Lucas Oil Stadium, home of the Indianapolis Colts. Start time 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen, on Peacock. Don't forget it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be popping. I cannot wait. It's one of my favorite shows of the year. It starts to kick off to WrestleMania season, which unfortunately we will not be attending this year because WWE, TKO, and Ticketmaster is on some crazy madness with their ticket prices. But it is what it is. Regardless, we still have it to enjoy. We can still watch it on our TVs and maybe at a bar or some other place. So we got to make the best out of a situation we would rather have differently. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I agree. These ticket prices are insane, man, and it's making it hard for us wrestling fans to attend these events, especially if you have a family. Look, I get that business is booming, and I get that WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl, but it's like, look, you're making your ticket prices like it is a Super Bowl. Just it's getting out of hand, man, and it's hard for me. It's to the point where, like, look, I got so much going on in my life where it's like, look, I'm not gonna go. Like, I want to be at this event, especially the fact it's in my city. I would love to be there, but hey, I can't do it.
Oh yeah, and one of those things going on in your life I actually just found out about last week. Congratulations. Our My podcast partner John Randall found out last week he's going to be a dad.
Yeah, shockingly,
Congratulations, man.
surprisingly,
Congratulations.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thrown off when I saw it also. I actually saw it on your girlfriend's page. I didn't see it on your page, but congratulations, my dude.
Yeah, everybody was shocked. Everyone was like, "You're gonna be dad?" I was like, "Yep." Yeah,
Congratulations, man. And
thank you.
also, and but also we just came out today, according to PW Insider, that there's been an announcement of the first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. And that first inductee is going to be none other than the COO, the head of WWE Creative, the game, Triple H.
Funny how 30 years ago he made his debut in the WWE, and now 30 years later he's about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Congratulations to him, and he deserves it. From throughout his career, and also what he's doing outside of the ring as the CEO, and the work that he's been putting in. Business is booming because of him, and he deserves every credit of it. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, definitely one of the greats, one of the goats in all of wrestling, from the Hunter Hearst Helmsley character to becoming a part of DX and then leading DX after Shawn Michaels left, and then becoming the game, winning multiple championships, being the head of Evolution, and then running NXT and making NXT the big deal that it was for all those years, to now being the head of creative. Yeah, one hell of a career and one that definitely deserves to be celebrated in a Hall of Fame setting.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to that Hall of Fame night to see what his speech is like. And more than likely, I think Shawn Michaels will be the one who inducts him.
Yeah, that's the perfect guy to do it. I mean, they've been best friends, still best friends, you know what I mean? And he's the perfect guy to do it for him. So couldn't see anybody
Yeah,
else doing it.
yeah, definitely. And also, considering that this person was a part of Evolution with Triple H, I also hope Batista goes in this year too.
Yeah, I that would be very emotional for me, man, if Batista gets inducted, man. Just that just brings me back. Brings me back, dude. And if he gets inducted, hopefully, fingers crossed, if it's this year, if not, next year, that's gonna that's gonna be emotional, dude.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny. I showed my best friend a picture of Batista from back, I think, in like 2007, and he was
Mhm.
shocked to see what he looked like back then. because my best friend doesn't watch wrestling. He only really knows Batista because of his movies. And I showed what Batista looked like back then, like how built and jacked he was, and also the fact
Yeah.
that he had hair. He barely
Yeah.
even recognized him.
Exactly. Everybody's making an issue because, oh my God, is he okay? It's like, dude, he's okay. He doesn't train or work out as intensely as he used to do back then. You have to work out constantly when you're in the business of professional wrestling. So ever since he stepped away, no, he's not going to be on par with his workouts and everything and his diet like he used to be. There's nothing wrong with him. He just, yeah, he lost a lot of muscle mass, but he's not sick or anything. He looks different, surprisingly though. But yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, he's good, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good. He's getting paid. He's in movies
good movies.
consistently.
That's
Exactly.
right.
He has a good career outside of wrestling that he built for himself. Yo, Batista's living that good life, son.
Exactly. I hands down, he is the best professional wrestler to transition to Hollywood.
Damn, no love for Hulk Hogan? I'm just playing.
Get the fuck out of here! Stop it!
And speaking of
Oh
Hulk
my
Hogan,
God!
this past Saturday, speaking of Hulk Hogan, last Saturday we had Saturday night's main event take place from San Antonio, Texas. And Hulk Hogan, despite the fact that he was somewhat advertised to be on the show, was not there as he was pulled from the show a few days before. And apparently, the reason why he was not on the show is because he had to attend his son Nick's wedding.
And also, his daughter gave birth to twins.
Yes, she did 2 weeks ago. Yes, so Hulk Hogan is officially a grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
So all those years ago when Brock Lesnar called him grandpa, now he has a reason to call him grandpa.
Right.
Yeah, so Hulk Hogan wasn't there, and also considering that Jesse Ventura was there, it's probably better that he was not there.
Yeah, because he was going to get booed anyway. So I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
they probably
but
would have done one better than LA did in throwing garbage at him, just like
right.
Bash at the Beach '96.
But regardless, so this past edition of Saturday Night's Main Event, I really enjoyed this show, and it was better than last month's. I already knew because looking at the card was stacked, and despite when we predicted the results, which we kind of knew already, overall, I was satisfied with the matches and how I was really satisfied with the results. I was satisfied with the matches as well. I was satisfied how pretty much how the matches turned out, and I like this show better than last month's.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable show. The best way I would describe it is a house show with a bigger budget, but an enjoyable house show nonetheless.
Yeah, and look, it shows on NBC. NBC is like one of your biggest networks forever. It's always has been, even as we get older, it will always will be one of the top networks in the world. You know, and you have a privilege to have this show advertised, and this show is pretty much, in my opinion, this show is kind of like for fans that are not really into wrestling. If you're new to wrestling, this is like kind of like your introduction when you really look at it.
Yeah, it's basically what it is. It's a presentation for like an audience that doesn't normally watch WWE. So I don't
That's
have any
kind of Yeah, it
problem with
was kind
that.
of like that was kind of like how the first episode of Raw on Netflix was like. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, look,
Yeah,
you see
exactly.
everybody, The Rock and everybody else shows up, and it's kind of like it's on Netflix, and you got to remember that there's a fan out there or somebody who's out there who watches Netflix a lot and is like, oh, what is this wrestling here on Netflix? Let me check this out. You know what I mean? That's their introduction to it.
And even the old Saturday night's main events from back in the day, I've heard Wade Keller talk about it on his show that they were basically the same format. They were basically like a presentation of matches that they had ran on house shows for months. And then the Saturday night's main event would be like their final match of that program
Yeah,
for like a national audience.
I agree. Yeah.
So let's run down what exactly happened real fast. We had in the opening match Rhea Ripley defend the women's world title against Nia Jax. And I liked how the match opened as they had the microphone hanging from the ceiling, kind of a throwback to the old school Madison Square Garden
Yeah.
microphones. And before the match even started, as Lillian Garcia was announcing Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax hit Rhea Ripley with the microphone.
Crazy, man. Crazy way to start the match. And Nia Jax had pretty much most of the momentum in this match. She controlled most of the match. And you would think that, oh, Nia Jax could walk out as the new champion. And it
No,
got
she
to,
wasn't.
No, stop it. Stop. You look, I'm talking about just bear with me now. Come on.
Okay.
She countered Rhea Ripley's reptile now. Come on now. Which what
And
happened though, but as we predicted in last week's episode, Rhea Ripley retained her title and is still the world's women's champion.
yeah, and despite getting hit with an annihilator on her back, Rhea
Mm-hmm.
Ripley recovered, got
Mm-hmm.
back up, and hit Nia with a riptide to win the match and retain the title. I don't know how she got up that fast from that. I really do not. But yo, Rhea Ripley is a freak of nature. I mean no disrespect when I say that. And yo, she pulled off another great performance.
It was a great match, and that's one of the things I was satisfied. Look, as long as I get a good match, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and these two both delivered. And in our next match, another one that delivered was the Intercontinental Championship match between Braun Breaker and Sheamus. And despite a competitive match and even 1 point, Sheamus getting speared by Braun Breaker in thin air as he jumped from the steel steps. Braun Breaker once again defeated Sheamus and retained his title.
Yeah, it
Damn.
looked like Sheamus had the title won because Sheamus hit the bro kick on Braun Breaker, and as the referee was going for a 3 count, before he hit that third count, man, Braun Breaker had his foot on the bottom rope.
And Jesse Ventura, who was on commentary, was flipping out about this. He seriously thought that it was a 3 count and the referee messed up. But
Yeah,
honestly, from looking back at the footage, it was clear that
yeah,
Breaker's foot hit the ropes before the referee counted three.
yeah. I agree. And look, I know you're. Look, I still hope Sheamus gets his chance to be Intercontinental Champion, the one championship that has eluded him, the one championship that he has never won in his career. I hope he gets his chance. But after what I saw this past Monday night on Raw, which we'll get into later, it looks like they're going to head into a different direction.
Yes, it does look like that. And look, I really hope he gets it too, but I just don't like how they keep teasing it, making it seem like he's so close to winning it, and then he doesn't win it, and then they just go away from it.
I agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
go back to 2 years ago when I was at WrestleMania 39, the triple threat between him, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther for that Intercontinental title. I look back at it, I'm kind of like, maybe Sheamus should have won, or just somewhere down the line later on he should have won. Maybe last year at WrestleMania, maybe it should have been him instead of Sami Zayn defeating Gunther for that title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but hopefully he does get it at some point before he retires because if he ends up retiring and never winning that title, that is an
Oh,
injustice.
well, I think that's the perfect word, Kurt. Injustice, a miscarriage of justice, should I
Like
say?
Jesse Ventura's former broadcast partner, Gorilla Monsoon, would say.
All right.
All right, but moving on, we did have a contract signing for the WWE Championship ladder match that's going to be taking place this Saturday at the Royal Rumble between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. That was moderated by HBK, Shawn Michaels, San Antonio's own. And I did like when he came out, when he was high fiving the fans, he laughed at a fan with a sign saying that HBK is mid. That was hilarious.
That fan's probably part of Gen X. Too young,
That fan's
but
probably a Bret Hart fan.
probably haters. Still get over it. But anyway, anyway, I thought Shawn Michaels was the perfect person to be in this contract
Definitely.
signing. Perfect. I mean, look at the similarities. I mean, come on, this is literally like kind of like the same version of Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon's storyline. You have a ladder match. We have that one person claiming that he's the true champion, and you're putting both titles up at stake in a ladder match. The same thing what Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon did. So, and the fact that it's in his hometown and the fact that it's a ladder match for a contract signing, he is the perfect person to do this.
Yeah, he definitely was. And they went back and forth for a few minutes until they ultimately relinquished both belts and they had them hang above the ring. And after this happened, Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes. And then he actually attempted to attack Shawn Michaels and hit Shawn Michaels with a stunner, but Cody Rhodes interrupted it. And that would allow Shawn Michaels to hit Kevin Owens with sweet chin music to end the segment.
And ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Michaels should be the only one using that super kick. Okay, put that in law. Put that in writing.
I don't think Jey Uso is going to be very happy of you saying
I
that.
don't give a damn what he says or anybody else says. If I was a wrestler, I'm not using it. It gets played out.
Yeah, I think even Bully Ray posted something about that right after, saying, "You see, only one super kick can do the job. You don't have to do
Thank
10 of
you.
them."
Thank you. My God, I was watching, dude. I was just earlier before you went on the air. I was watching Royal Rumble 2005 because tomorrow's the 20th anniversary. My God, I can't believe
Oh,
it's been
shoot,
20
it
years.
is. Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
and I was just watching the matches, and I was just looking how it's choreographed and just how it's set up, and I'm just like, oh my God, I miss how it was back then compared to now. No offense to now, you know what I mean, but I'm not seeing people doing multiple super kicks and all these close near falls and stuff, and just like, man, it looks like the pacing of it was so different.
Yeah, definitely. But the one
Yeah.
thing I will say, considering that Kevin Owens is about to go for the championship this Saturday, I feel like he should have laid out Shawn Michaels in this segment. Even though it was in Shawn's hometown, I feel like he should have been the one to lay out Shawn Michaels as opposed to the other way around. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think they would have been not they wanted to be nice, but oh, it's in Sean's hometown and blah blah blah. But when you look back, and I get what you're saying. You want to put heat on Kevin Owens before the PLE. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he could have stunned Shawn out of his cowboy hat and said, "That's from Montreal, you asshole."
Oh Lord, I wonder was he at that Survivor Series?
I don't think so. I don't think he was there.
I don't
I
I
think
don't think he
Sami
never
Zayn was there.
said.
Sami Zayn said he was there.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, but moving on, one of the craziest segments of the whole night, matches, I should say, we had Jacob Fatu going one on one with Braun Strowman. And yo,
Oh my God.
this match was a beatdown if I had ever seen one.
Crazy. First of all, I never said this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. I love Jacob Fatu's merchandise shirt with the Samoan werewolf on it. I love it. It looks so badass, and just this whole presentation of him coming into the ring and just cutting down a promo before he walks out to the ring is badass, and just his mic skills, as I've said before, badass. But what he did in that match against Braun Strowman was badass, and
Oh,
just multiple butt buckles to Braun Strowman to the point where he was bleeding. Then he did 4 moonsaults, and the referee, he even hit the referee. The referee had to call the match off, no contest. And security, other referees had to get involved and separate him. He even knocked out a few of the security guards.
yo, this dude was on a tear. This is not one dude I would ever want to get on the bad side of.
Hell no. And
Um,
like I've said this
imagine,
before,
imagine Jacob, imagine Jacob Fatu with the Malice at the Palace.
oh, that whole
Oh
place would,
my God.
that whole
Ooh.
arena would have crumbled. But anyway, look, I said this before. I'm going to say it again. We're still in the month of January, surprisingly, and I'm already put this labeled this guy as wrestler of the year because, in my opinion, he is. This dude is a badass. He has not won a singles championship yet, and I'm already putting him on, nominating him for wrestler of the year.
Oh yeah, it's only January and he's already like, building the momentum he's already doing right now, especially with this beatdown. And I think that momentum goes into the Royal Rumble this weekend. He is going to be throwing people out left and right, but we will get into that a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a great presentation for Jacob Fatu, and despite the beatdown he put on Braun Strowman, that was vicious and as unkind and evil as you can get as far as beatdowns go. The crowd cheered him like he was a hero.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Madness. That San Antonio crowd is sick. They're bloodthirsty. All right, but in any event, we had the main event of the show, of Saturday night's main event. We had Gunther defending his World Heavyweight Championship against main event, or in this case, especially main event, Jey Uso.
Good match. But like I said, I mean, we knew what was going to happen. Jey Uso looked like he almost had it after he had that hit that splash, but hey, it wasn't
Yeah, it
enough.
was super close, super
Super
close.
close, bro, but it wasn't enough. And Gunther retained his title. And look, like I said, man, we knew what was going to happen. But look, I want to be presented with a good match. Okay, that's all I want to see, and that's what I saw throughout this whole entire night.
Yeah, look, there were no crazy swerves, there were no title changes, but at the end of the day, we got good wrestling. I can't
Thank you.
complain about getting good wrestling.
Thank you. And good entertainment, and especially for somebody who's new to this. If you're a new wrestling fan, hey, this is a good introduction for you.
Yeah, and I also like seeing some of the legends there. Like they had Million Dollar Man there, they had
Mark
Hacksaw Jim
Henry.
Duggan there, Mark Henry was there, Alundra Blaze, the
Mm-hmm.
Brainbusters were there, who were one of only two people to win a championship on Saturday night's main event before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but overall, fun, entertaining show was what it was. Like if you're going into those shows expecting a crazy swerve or something out of the ordinary, yo, you're not gonna get that on these shows more than
No, you're
likely.
not. No.
But it was what it was, and that would lead into a Raw this past Monday from my old neck of the woods of Atlanta, Georgia, and it opened up with Seth Rollins proclaiming that he was going to win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania and possibly challenge either Gunther or Cody Rhodes. And Gunther would come out to interrupt, and Gunther would talk about how he would possibly face Seth Rollins and embarrass him at WrestleMania if it did come down to that. But as these two were going back and forth, they were interrupted by Raw's newest superstar, none other than the douchebag fuck Logan Paul.
You're a mortal enemy.
Yes, and he got the reaction from the audience that he definitely deserved, which was nothing but boos and jeers.
Yeah, they were talking
And
about
from
all about that.
Yep, I heard from people who were at the arena, the heat for Logan Paul was legit. It was Dominic Mysterio, New Day type heat, and yo, he deserves that and then some, and deserves to have garbage thrown at him too.
Yeah, and then Gunther talk about how like, hey, I kind of do want you to win a Royal Rumble so I could just beat the hell out of you at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love to see Gunther just chop the douchebag fuckness out of him. That would make me
Yeah.
very happy.
But I know that. Look, I really want to see. Look. I'm going to say until my face goes blue. I really want to see Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson at Mania. I
Maybe
want
we
to see
will.
that.
Maybe Mike Tyson will make a
Just so
cameo
you,
in the Royal Rumble and eliminate him.
just so you can see Mike Tyson knock Logan Paul out. I know that will make you happy.
Nah, but maybe Mike Tyson will make a cameo in the Royal Rumble and eliminate him. Just like he had that appearance at Royal Rumble in '98, he could make another appearance this year.
True. And look, the reason why I'm high on this, man, because like you go back to the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. What happened right after the fight? Mike Tyson talked about, hey, I kind of want to go after Logan Paul. You know what I mean? And that fight was on Netflix, and you could build off of that easily.
De-
That
Definitely
is right.
could.
Easily build off of that, man. Like, dude, WrestleMania. Mike Tyson returns to WrestleMania. First time since 1998. Not only that, WrestleMania is taking place in a city where he made himself famous in Las Vegas. Look, I get it. Early in his career, most of his fights was in New Jersey. You know what I mean? But still, he
Atlantic
had a lot of
City.
good. Yeah, but he still had a lot of good fights here in Vegas as well. You know what I mean? So that's the perfect place, man. Build off of that. I'm going to be lobbying for that. That is Mike Tyson's one of the best celebrities you had for WrestleMania, man. That would be great.
Yeah, maybe it'll happen. Yo, I would love to see that. It would definitely be a fun watch.
Hmm.
I think it'll be even better than the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight was,
Yeah. Yeah.
from the reviews I heard.
Oh, I mean, come on. We
All
don't
right,
even need
but
the reviews. We already knew that was bad when we first watched it.
All right, but in any event, we had for the World Tag Team titles, we had the War Raiders defending against Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. Dominic Mysterio was filling in for Finn Balor, who's apparently injured because of the match with Damian Priest a few weeks ago. And unfortunately, in the early part of this match, JD McDonough performed a moonsault from the apron outside the ring by the announce table, but the back of his head, among other parts of his body, hit the announce table very hard in that spot to the point where on commentary, Michael Cole was calling for help.
Yeah, man, that was vicious, man. But hey, bigs up to JD McDonough to continue the match afterwards.
Yes, he got back on the apron, and the crowd even cheered when he got back on the apron. He even performed another moonsault later in the match, which is dope. But ultimately, the War Raiders retained the titles by hitting Dominic with the War Machine. And yo, it was a good match. But as good of a match as it was outshined by what happened to JD McDonough. And since then, it's been reported that he suffered injured ribs, actually broken ribs at that, and a punctured lung, and he's going to be out for a few months.
Hopefully, when he comes back, he'll definitely be like a big baby face when he comes back, though. But like I said,
I
man,
think it
big up,
will.
major league step up for him to continue that match, man. That's a vicious spot.
Yeah, he showed great heart getting back up there, even though he had that
Yeah.
happen to him. But yeah, he's going to be a huge
Hmm.
baby face when he returns. But hopefully he gets well soon, and we send our best wishes to him. And also, we had the hometown hero, or hometown villain, I should say, Xavier Woods, go one on one with Rey Mysterio. And it's funny, Xavier Woods was expecting his family to be there because he bought them tickets in the front row, but when they came out, they weren't there. And then the match goes on. But then as the match is going on, he does notice them there in the front row. So he goes up to say hi to them. But as he goes up to say hi to them, they reveal underneath their coats that they're wearing New Day Suck shirts. Damn. They don't like his ass either.
Hell no, his parents, his whole family doesn't like him either, though. But Kurt, I think the biggest letdown, this whole storyline, man, it's getting to a point where we're not taking them seriously.
Yeah, because ultimately Xavier ended up losing to Rey Mysterio because of the distraction, and now New Day is 0 for 2 ever since they turned on Big E and started this storyline. This
They
storyline
keep
started out so hot with so much momentum, and they had so much heat, and they still do have heat. Don't get me wrong, but it kind of feels like this storyline's becoming a little stagnant now.
Yeah, man, they keep this up. They're going to be 0-10 before WrestleMania, though. But this is really not a good look that you need because as a heel, you need to kind of like show some aggressiveness, especially if you're a new heel. You got to let your audience know that you want to be taken seriously. And we're not taking you guys seriously, man. I remember one point where they cut a promo in the ring and Jey Uso went in the ring and literally told him, like, you literally let Jey Uso just, kick you guys out of the ring. Like that's
Yeah,
embarrassing. That
yeah, that
like
happened. Yeah, that happened, and then the week later at the Raw premiere on Netflix, Danielle Fishel and Will Friedle from Boy Meets World told him New Day sucks and walked away from them. And even on Raw this week, Ludwig Kaiser and Pete Dunne were talking backstage, and they tried to come up to them because they were talking about Penta, and they tried to come up to them like agreeing with them, and then they walked away from them too. Yeah, so nobody's really fans of the New Day at all. I guess the black tights are to symbolize like the fact that the New Day is dead, according to everybody else.
this is weird, man. Like you got it. I hope they make some changes, man, because at this point, I'm not taking them seriously. I'm not. I don't see them as a threat. When you're a heel, from an audience perspective, you're supposed to look as a heel as a threat. And right now, I'm not getting that vibe from them.
Yeah, neither am I, but hopefully their momentum turns around soon
Let's hope.
and things start to heat up more going into WrestleMania season. But
Yeah.
so far, it's a little weird. It's feeling very stagnant.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get my charger real quick. Hold on.
Cool, no problem.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. So, and it was revealed during the match that Zelina Vega will be moving to SmackDown and she will no longer be a part of the LWO.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of new wrestlers has been moving to SmackDown lately, as well as Damian Priest.
Yes, as of Friday on SmackDown, Damian Priest is officially a part of SmackDown. Also, The Miz. And moving to Raw, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because we saw Damian Priest, and he had a not a confrontation, but he had a face to face off of somebody that we could see something down the road between these two, and I'm talking about that was between Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes.
Yes, that very easily could happen. We've seen him wrestle before when Priest was a part of Judgment Day, so we could definitely see that match again down the line, possibly for the WWE Championship. And also, this past Monday on Raw, we did have a brief face-off backstage between Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, and the newcomer Penta.
Yes, and
Ooh, that
that's
would
what I
be
was talking
interesting.
about. That's what I was talking about. We literally saw a face to face between Braun Breaker and Penta, and I already got my popcorn ready because I'm already want this dude to go after some championships.
Yeah, look, I mean, I would like to see Sheamus win the Intercontinental title at some point, but it
Hmm.
seems like it's a possibility that they might be going with Braun Breaker and Penta possibly at WrestleMania. But hey, if we do get that match at WrestleMania, I'm happy with it. I can't complain. That would be a match to watch if I've ever
Uh,
seen one.
yes, I love that.
That'll be a
I'm
show
loving.
stealer.
Hell yeah, I'm loving Penta. I'm loving it.
And he will also be in the Royal Rumble this Saturday, too.
Yes, as announced. I told you this Royal Rumble's huge, man. We've
Yeah,
seen
it's
a
very
lot of great
huge.
Royal Rumble matches throughout our history, and I think this one will go down as one of the greatest because it's the unpredictability that I love because there's so many great wrestlers in this match and we don't know who's going to win. We could say that, oh, this person may win, that person may win, but we don't know. That's what makes wrestling so great.
Yeah, this is one thing WWE's done a great job with this year is building the fact that this Royal Rumble this year, anybody can take it. Even Jay Uso, who came out on Raw Monday with his crazy ass entrance, and he came out with Quavo too.
Yeah.
It's
Quavo,
crazy.
native from Atlanta. Yep.
Yeah, so he came out with him. That entrance lasted about 7 minutes. And even Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were, kind of jumping up and down with them. And then Jey Uso got on top of the announce table declaring that he would win the Royal Rumble. And hey, it's a possibility, honestly, with the momentum he has right now and the fact that he lost last Saturday and the kind of building up the fact that he's been losing a lot of championship matches, there's a good chance that he could win. I would not rule it out.
Anything could happen.
Yes, anything can happen. And also, Paul Heyman came out for a segment to reveal Roman Reigns being on the cover of the new WWE 2K25 game. I guess this is what they were talking about as far as that big ceremony from a few weeks ago after Roman beat Solo. Was kind
Yeah.
of surprised that Roman wasn't there, but it was what it was. I didn't
Uh, At
mind what they
least
did
CM
here.
hey, at least CM Punk was at his ceremony when he was on the cover for WWE 13.
Yeah, and he had that back and forth with Austin that JR moderated.
Yeah, and that's probably one of my favorite wrestling video games though. But about this 2K25, I was reading one of the features on it. One of them is the Bloodline story mode where you could play as not just the wrestlers from the Bloodline, but just the whole Anoa'i family. I'm talking about Yokozuna, The Rock, Rikishi, so on and so forth, man. So I'm liking the features on this game, and you could do like build your own WWE career as well. And I'm digging this one. I'm still. It's funny. Like I just recently got 2K24 about like a couple months ago or a few months ago. I was pretty late on it though, but now 2K25 is already about to come out. So yeah, I got to be on top of that.
Yeah, definitely. But as Paul Heyman was presenting Roman's cover, also Heyman's on the cover too. He was interrupted by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, pretty much saying how he's going to eliminate everybody, every 29 superstars in that ring, and he was telling Paul Heyman to give warning to tell your boy that I'm going to throw him over the top rope. And Paul Heyman was like, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell Roman whatever." And he's like, "I'm not talking about Roman. I'm talking about your boy CM Punk."
That was interesting.
Yeah, and remember, Kurt, CM Punk has two favors from Paul Heyman.
He does have some favors. But one thing that Drew brought up that was interesting was he talked about the fact that he's kind of responsible for the success that Roman, Heyman, and the Bloodline had over the past few years. Because if you think about the Royal Rumble 5 years ago that Drew won, he last eliminated Punk, and then he went on to WrestleMania to defeat Brock Lesnar, Heyman's client at the time. And then after that, Brock Lesnar left for a while, and then Heyman was like left with nothing to do. And then Heyman eventually came back with Roman Reigns, and that's when the whole bloodline thing first started, and they went on the run that they went for those last 4 years. So Drew was like in a sense saying, you should thank me for the fact that you had the best run and made the most money in your entire career. And look, you're even on the cover of the damn game.
He has a point. He has a
Yeah, he
damn
has
good
a
point.
yeah, he
It's
does.
true. What he said is true. Can't believe it's been 5 years though. My God.
Yeah, it's been a long time, bro. Yeah, that anniversary of that Royal Rumble was last Sunday. Also the
Yeah.
anniversary of Kobe's death.
Yes.
So yeah, and even at one point Heyman said that Drew was crowding him, and then as Heyman tried to leave, Drew kept, stopping him and kept stopping him from leaving. And then, yeah, he ultimately ended the segment by saying, you better warn your boy CM Punk that I'm coming for him and I'm coming for Roman too. And then he let Heyman leave.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Very interesting to see that confrontation between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns this Saturday at the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking out for that. I mean, him and
Yeah,
Punk too, but him and Roman hasn't really been done in a long time.
it hasn't.
Yeah, so that's definitely something I'm watching out for, and that's going to be a huge feud throughout this year at some point. I don't know when, but that feud we're
Mhm.
definitely getting sometime this year.
Definitely, definitely.
In the main event of the show, Drew McIntyre actually went one-on-one with Sami Zayn. And going into the match, Sami was 0 for 10 against Drew. And by the time the match was over, he was 0 for 11 against Drew, as Drew picked up the win by hitting Sami Zayn with a roll-up, but putting his feet on the ropes in the process. Referee didn't see it, so there was nothing Sami could do about it. And then after the match, Drew attacked Sami some more, but then Cody Rhodes came out to make the save, the hometown boy came out to attack Drew McIntyre, but then Kevin Owens came out to attack Cody, but then Cody ended up fighting him off. And then Drew attacked Cody a little more, had him against the turnbuckle. And then Sami Zayn, for the second week in a row, accidentally kicked one of his friends with the haluva kick, this friend this time being Cody Rhodes. And one person who was happy about this was Cody Rhodes' opponent this Saturday, Kevin Owens, as he gave Sami the nod of approval before leaving the ring.
Mm.
And yeah, this is not a good look on Sami Zayn's part, especially after what happened with Seth Rollins last week, and after the discussion Rollins and himself had earlier in the show, where Rollins said if he did it again, he wouldn't see it as an accident. And now that it's happened again, I don't think Rollins is going to be very happy. Going to lead
Hey
to some
man, Pat
problems.
Pat McAfee said at the end of the show, "Look, the first week, okay, accident, but the second week in a row, I don't know about that, man. It, second week in a row,
Yeah, the Sami Zayn storyline going into the Royal Rumble has been really interesting because he's like,
yeah,
intertwined with multiple different people from Rollins
exactly.
to Drew
Drew,
McIntyre, now Kevin Owens,
yeah,
even
very
Punk. Even Punk
interesting.
called him out last week.
Yeah, and then he even it was funny how Sami Zayn told him, "Hey, at least I main evented WrestleMania."
Yeah, he came confronted Punk backstage at Raw saying that like, yo, you talk about me not being on your level, you're not on my level because I actually main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Woo!
ooh, clap back.
And speaking of CM Punk, and the final segment of the night, CM Punk came out to confront Cody Rhodes after Cody Rhodes is kind of still trying to recover from getting kicked in the face by Sammy. And Punk basically asked him if he was okay, considering the fact that he's been the champion for so long. And he kind of said that he could tell the pressure was starting to get to him because the same thing happened to Punk when he was the champion for 434 days. He mentioned like by the 300-day mark, he was starting to crack a little bit, and he kind of started to see the same thing in Cody Rhodes. But he said he had good news and bad news, and that the good news was that it was almost over, but the bad news was that Punk would be the one to end it for him.
Hey, ooh, this is hey man, I don't mind seeing this. We don't know yet, but I do not mind seeing Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. I
Hell
think
no.
this how what just happened, what was said, it's like you're planting the seeds for, and I don't mind it. This is what the second time. This is the first time that they had a segment with each other in a year. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
the last time they had a segment with each other was the Royal Rumble Go Home show last year.
yeah, so I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. I would love to see this, and it's crazy, the history, what they were saying between each other. So I think that's perfect. But we'll wait and see, though. But like I said, I don't mind seeing this match.
Neither do I. And Cody basically clapped back at Punk, talking about how he used to look up to him, like back in the OVW days. He used to like idolize Punk and look at him as kind of like a mentor. And then Punk left for 10 years and then, didn't hear from him. And then Cody built his name up in that 10-year period. And he kind of said that he hopes he does face him at WrestleMania and that Punk does win the Royal Rumble so that he could show to Punk that he's not the best in the world anymore. This segment was spicy, son. This segment
Hell
was
yeah,
hot,
it
spicy,
was.
any other word you could think of. That's what
Yep,
this segment was.
yep. Like I said, man, I don't mind seeing this.
And with that being said, let's
Oh,
get
but
into our.
I'm sorry. Before that even happened, when Raw went off the air, Cody Rhodes gets attacked by Carmelo Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes pretty much declares himself to enter in the Royal Rumble.
Gee, I wonder how good his chances are of winning it.
I mean, still though, but hey, you know how much of a big fan I am of Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? So I always liked the guy though, but it didn't even end well for him anyway though, because Cody Rhodes powerbombed Carmelo Hayes through the table. So I saw on the
Sounds about
video.
right.
Yeah, but still though, but yeah, Carmelo Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, will be in this year's Royal Rumble though. With that being said, Kurt, yes, let's go ahead and start this prediction session.
Yes, it is Royal Rumble 2025 taking place from Indianapolis, Indiana for the very first time. And in our first prediction, in a match that was added this past Friday on SmackDown, we have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Tag Team Championship. We have DIY defending against the Motor City Machine Guns.
2 out of 3 falls for the tag team championships.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. You know what? DIY are the new heels. You know what I mean? They're just still fresh new heels, and I see them retaining their titles.
Me too. They just turned heel 2 months ago. They're on a hot streak right now.
Yeah.
And and this is going to be a big deal for all four guys. They're going to get to have this match in front of that big of a crowd in a big show like the Royal Rumble. Yeah, this is
Hmm.
big for all four of these guys, especially Motor City Machine Guns. This is like their first major PLE, and I think they're going to kill it. I think they're going to have an incredible match if they're given the amount of time to have an incredible match. But DIY retains.
Same.
But going into our next prediction, we have the women's Royal Rumble match, which it's kind of been the tale of two Royal Rumbles this year with how WWE's built it. They've done a great job in building up the men's Royal Rumble and the unpredictability with that. But honestly, they haven't done as good of a job with the women's Royal Rumble as far as building anticipation,
I
building
noticed.
unpredictability.
Yeah.
And yeah, it hasn't really felt that big of a deal the way it should.
I've noticed that too, though. It's just like more my attention um is just not just for my personal attention though, but I think for as like the company's attention has been more on the men's more than the women's. When I look at the women's, it's like, okay, I know who's in it, but it's like, who do you pick? That's the thing. Who do you see winning? And in all honestly, I I could see Charlotte Flair winning
Now that
since
you
she's
bring that
coming
up,
back. Since she's coming back,
and the fact that she's been gone for over a year, she missed all of
yeah,
2024.
yeah,
It would be a great comeback story. So, with that being said, I do think Charlotte Flair does win. I agree. She does win it.
yeah.
But other two people I could maybe see winning the Royal Rumble this year for the women's side is Bianca Belair
Hmm.
and Io Sky. I could see Io Sky winning it.
Okay.
And there's one more person I watch out for in the women's Royal Rumble who actually just signed with WWE. It's just been revealed the other day. Jordan Grace.
Yeah, yeah, I heard about that. Good for her though. Yeah, she been signed to WWE now, so good. Congratulations
And
to
she
her.
was on the most recent episode of Chris Van Vliet's podcast. She had an interview
Yeah.
with him. And also another person I see coming back this Saturday making their return at the Royal Rumble is Becky Lynch.
Yeah. But like I said, I see Charlotte Flair winning that match.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Charlotte Flair wins the Royal Rumble, and then Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Could definitely see
Hmm.
that because even Tiffany Stratton said that she idolized Charlotte, and Charlotte was like kind of one of her main inspirations.
Got you. Yeah. Makes
Yeah,
perfect
so
sense.
I definitely see that going down as one of the women's title matches at WrestleMania. But I would love to see Bianca win, even though she's kind of like in that situation with Naomi and Jade Cargill, who I
Yeah.
also see coming back this weekend. I also see her coming back. And if that doesn't end up happening, I could definitely see, because this is the match I've been wanting to see for years, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. That was like one of the things I've been wanting to see for a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've been hearing that rumor float around lately, and I would love to see that match. That's honestly the biggest women's match they could do this year for WrestleMania, is that.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
But yeah, I think it's between Charlotte Flair. I think she's my main pick to win, but if it's not her, I think it's either Bianca Belair or Io Sky.
Okay.
And for the WWE Championship in a ladder match, we have Cody Rhodes defending against Kevin Owens.
This is going to be a great match. I think outside of the Royal Rumble match for the men's, this is going to be the best match of the night. This is Cody Rhodes' biggest championship match, probably since his match at WrestleMania last year against Roman Reigns. I love the build up. They did a great job. They finally have really pushed Cody Rhodes into, on the back seat now where he's actually being challenged by a heel. And they did a great job doing that. But Cody Rhodes is winning this match.
Yes, before I get into my prediction, I just want to say how much I've loved Kevin Owens' work lately, where he's been like wearing
Mm-hmm.
shirts to taunt his opponents. Like when he wore that shirt on SmackDown a few weeks ago, like saying the son of an electrician and
Yeah.
the Canadian Dream. And
Yeah.
then when he
Yeah.
went against Jimmy Uso on SmackDown Friday, he was wearing a Naomi shirt.
Yeah. He's been
That
doing
shit was great.
he's
That
been
shit was
yeah, he's
great.
he's been doing a good job trolling his opponents with his shirts.
Yes, but I do see in a way maybe Sami Zayn playing a factor into the outcome,
Hmm.
considering how they've been teasing that lately.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't see that one
But
coming.
But even with him as a factor, regardless of all that, Cody Rhodes retains the championship. Cody Rhodes
Yes.
is winning. No
He
doubt
will
about it.
no doubt. He will retain the title and he will await his opponent, most likely from the winner of the Royal Rumble.
Yes, and it's so funny. Cody Rhodes' last match in AEW was also a ladder match against Sammy Guevara 3 years ago.
Mm.
That was a great match too, but I think this match has the potential to top that one. But I think the outcome is different as Cody Rhodes will win, retain his title, and hold up both the newer version of the WWE Championship and the classic wing eagled version of the WWE Championship.
I just hope he keeps the wing eagled one as a permanent one, though.
That would be nice, but I don't see that happening.
I know. I know.
But hey, it's been fun to have that belt back while it's lasted.
True. That is true.
Yeah, but it's going to be a crazy ass match. This is the final blow off to this feud that's been going on since pretty much August, Bash in Berlin. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they pay it off, but I think it ends
Same
with
here.
Cody Rhodes holding up both titles, circa Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10, and that's how this match ends.
Same. Same.
And in the match we're all waiting for, the men's Royal Rumble match. One of the most unpredictable Royal Rumble matches we've probably had in recent memory, and possibly ever, to be honest with you.
Man, I this whole list has just been of wrestlers in this Royal Rumble match is just it's a whole all-star list, man. And like I said earlier, there's been a lot of great Royal Rumble matches in the history of this company. This one, this upcoming Saturday, will go down as one of the best.
Oh, yeah. They've done a great job in building up the anticipation, the unpredictability from John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Jey
Yeah,
Uso, the douchebag fuck Logan Paul, You name it.
Penta now.
Everybody and their mother. Yeah, Penta too.
Oof.
Everybody and their mothers in this Royal Rumble match.
Can't wait. I can't wait, man. Okay, before we pick our winner, who do you think the final four will be?
I think it's John Cena,
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Also, another person to watch out for in this Royal Rumble match who I think is going to have the Diesel 1994 performance, Jacob Fatu.
Oh yeah, let's not forget about him. He could, you know what? I'm predicting that Jacob Fatu will have the most eliminations.
Yeah, he's going to have like the Kane 2001 performance.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't be there for an hour, but I think he's going to have that kind of performance where he eliminates everybody or close to everybody.
Man, this is what see, I love this. This is what makes this match so great. You know, who's gonna have the most eliminations? Who's gonna be in that match the longest? Who's gonna be the final four? You know what I mean?
I think Sami Zayn's probably going to have the Iron Man performance.
Mm,
I could
okay.
see it.
Okay. I
But
have to agree with you as well as far as the final four. CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre possibly being the last final four. But it's funny. People have been saying, "Oh, John Cena could win." I don't know. Even though like people want to say that because this is his farewell year, but I just don't see that.
I thought he was going to win a month ago. Like when he came back for the Raw on Netflix, I was saying I think he wins the Royal Rumble at that point.
Some people
But
are saying that too.
now that the weeks have gone by and things have kind of gone on the way they have, I have a
Yeah.
different prediction for who I think is going to win.
Look, I'm just like last year, man. I'm picking CM Punk because he's never done this before. Okay, he's never won a Royal Rumble. He's never main evented in WrestleMania. That is the one thing for years that has eluded him. As big of a star that he has never been in the main event of a WrestleMania. Crazy. That's like Stone Cold Steve Austin of a big of a name of that wrestler, and he's never been in the main event before of WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think
That's
I really think CM Punk really gets this opportunity now. We thought that was going to happen last year, but it didn't. But I think this is the opportunity. This is the time.
and I'm going to go on record and say that I agree with you. I think CM Punk is your 2025 Royal Rumble winner, and he goes on to main event WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes.
Thank you.
I even went on Jason Salamonster's Facebook page the other day and put up a post saying that was the match I wanted to see as the main event of WrestleMania. And after the segment we saw between the two of them on Raw Monday, and also considering the momentum CM Punk has right now after the year he's had with that feud with Drew McIntyre, the feud with Seth Rollins, and everything else in between, I think this is his year. I think this is his year. I think this is his time. And he finally wins the Royal Rumble for the very first time and main events WrestleMania for the very
Thank you.
first time.
I can't see anybody else winning it. I just can't see anybody else winning it.
Yeah, honestly, it's come to the point now where I feel like anybody else winning it, no offense to them, would be a letdown.
True. True, because like I
No,
said, I mean, look, dude, Punk has never been in the main event of WrestleMania. I've said we've been talking about this for the past 10 years, even before we met each other. I've always said to myself, like, man, how is this guy not, hasn't been in the main event yet? And I wanted him to be in the main event of WrestleMania 30, Kurt, but then that didn't happen, There was no like. Let's just say that if Punk never left. Let's just say he never left back in 2014. He probably would have already been in the main event already.
yeah, I feel like the one year he definitely should have had it was 2013.
Yeah, and when I look back at that, like I was like at back then I was like whatever about The Rock winning, but as I got older, I look back at that I was like, man, The Rock didn't need to win that. You
No,
know
he
what I mean?
didn't. No, he
No.
didn't. CM Punk was already the champion for 434 days, and they were that close to WrestleMania, and they had him lose it to The Rock just to do a Rock and John Cena match that nobody wanted after they marketed the Rock and John Cena match from the year before once in a lifetime just to give it to us a second time.
Hey, that's how most football fans are feeling about this Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl.
Damn.
No offense to the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I do. And I pray to God the Eagles win. But this is kind of like some wrestling fans are kind of like making that reference because it's like, dude, we just seen Eagles versus Chiefs a couple years ago. And now we're seeing it again. You know what I mean? But
What are you gonna do?
yeah.
But like I said, I feel like it's CM Punk's time. He's the hottest thing in the company right now, in my opinion. He has the most momentum, and I feel like that momentum should lead to a Royal Rumble win this year. And I think it happens.
He needs to do it. I really want him to do it. He needs this moment. The more I think about it, it's just a damn bummer that we're not going to be able to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it sucks, but we'll still get to watch WrestleMania. At least we still get to watch it, even though it's not working out the way we would plan to have it. We could
Yeah,
still make our own fun out of it, go to a bar, maybe have a get together, have some friends over, make a good time out of it.
yeah,
But as long as we get to watch WrestleMania and enjoy it, that's all that matters. And I will enjoy this Saturday seeing
yes.
CM Punk win the Royal Rumble for the very first time and
Point to that
punches his
WrestleMania sign.
yes, pointing to that WrestleMania sign and punching his ticket in to the main event that he's deserved for a very long time. And he finally gets it this year. I was very
Hit the
bummed and disappointed that, he got hurt last year at considering that he just came back and all that. But now this year, this is the time. It needs to happen now.
hey man, talking about punching your ticket. You hitting CM Punk is gonna hit the slot machines. He's gonna pull down. He's gonna hit lucky 777 if he goes to WrestleMania. And it was really funny. We think about Vegas because he'll be main eventing at WrestleMania in the same city where he did the infamous pipe bomb segment.
That is very true. Yes, it will
Yeah.
be the same city.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes is a money match. And to be honest, that's the match I want to see main event
That's
WrestleMania
kind of
this year.
like when I think about it. I mean, obviously, there's going to be two baby faces, right? But this is very similar to Rock versus Stone Cold.
Or Hogan versus Warrior, Brett versus
Yeah, yeah,
Shawn.
yeah.
Those
True.
dynamics.
Yeah, those
Look,
dynamic. Yeah,
Cody versus Cena would be a big match. I wouldn't hate it. Cody versus Rock, I wanted to see, but now that it seems like The Rock isn't going to be involved, although he
yeah.
could possibly surprise us.
Hmm.
But in all honesty, considering that like what happened on that Raw on Netflix a few weeks ago, I hope it's not The Rock. I'm kind of over that shit by now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that being said, I feel like Cody and Punk is the biggest match they can do, the match that has the most intrigue, and the match I
Hmm.
would personally would want to see the most. And I think, believe, and know in my heart that it will happen.
I believe it. I can't wait for Saturday, man. This is the outside of WrestleMania, the Royal Rumbles has always been my favorite like event in the Big Four outside of Mania because it's kind of like you're starting a new season. You're going into WrestleMania, that unpredictability. You don't know who's going to win, and in it, you just everything's unfolded in front of us, man. And I can't wait for it.
Neither can I, man. I personally like SummerSlam a little bit more, but the Royal Rumble is definitely up there for me as one of those big shows that I really look forward to because it
Mhm.
is the kickoff to WrestleMania season. One of my
Yeah.
favorite times of the whole year.
Hmm.
So yeah, it is
Cool.
happening this Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going back on my predictions, especially my prediction for the men's Royal Rumble. It is CM Punk's time, and it is going to happen.
Yes, it will.
And how crazy will that be? The two people main eventing WrestleMania will be two people that AEW let get away.
Yeah. A lot of
Madness.
wrestlers who AEW let get away are doing better now in WWE. If you notice.
Yeah, it bees like that sometimes. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill's been doing pretty well since she's been there too.
Yep. Penta, possibly.
Penta,
Penta's.
yeah,
Yeah.
Penta's doing well so far. He's only been there for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, WWE is the place to be.
Hell yeah, it is.
And Saturday, watching the Royal Rumble, that's going to be the destination. That's going to be the thing to do. I know the Knicks and Lakers are playing each other that
I
night,
know.
but
I
yo,
heard
look at this
about that.
Royal
I
Rumble.
know. I was looking at the TV right in front of me. I was like, oh, Lakers and Knicks play each other in the Garden. Shoo.
Oh wow, it's gonna be here too. Oh no, it's gonna be here. I
I
actually
don't.
might go watch the Royal Rumble at a bar like down the street from the Garden.
Yeah, I don't know. You
I might
got your
watch it
hands.
there.
You got your hands tied, man. Well, I have my hands tied too, though, because I'm gonna be shit. I'm gonna be at my cousin's baby shower in California, though. But I'm probably
Oh
gonna be.
damn.
No. I'm gonna be watching on my phone. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be, it's not like I'm gonna be freaking occupied. I'm gonna be on my phone. I'll be watching. I ain't gonna miss that.
That'd be
Hell
weird for me.
no.
I can't watch these things on the phone. That'd be weird.
I just sometimes. I know. I know. You got to do what you got to do, man. Hey, look,
Yeah,
I'm glad. Hey, it's better than 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Because imagine if we were busy, we couldn't watch it because it's not like, oh, we were going to miss it because we had to order on pay per view and what to say we're occupied and all that crap. You know what I mean?
yeah. Definitely
That's
times have
worse.
changed.
I'm kind of glad that we're at that stage where technology is kind of like it makes things a little bit suitable and easier for us to do because like we don't have to be at home in order to watch something. I could watch something on my phone. So, hey, that's one of the pros. So,
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking forward
yeah,
to it. I think it's gonna be a great show. I don't see anything on this show being bad from what we have
I agree.
listed on the card. So yeah, let's get it popping, bro. Royal Rumble this Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy the Royal Rumble, and we look forward to our review show next week where we break down everything that happened. And I think when we break down our reviews, it's going to be a review of CM Punk's triumphant Royal Rumble win
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And before we
and Charlotte
go,
Flair too.
yeah, potentially. We'll see though. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, be sure as a reminder, be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at the Champs Clash, ladies and gentlemen, and also follow us on our episodes on our Spotify, YouTube, and our speaker apps where our episodes are available. And please be sure to leave your comments and reviews on our episodes, please. Much appreciated.
And also check out my weekly reviews of Monday Night Raw for PW Torch. And also this Friday after SmackDown, I will be doing the podcast with Wade Keller, and it will be live on YouTube and also the PW Torch website. Make sure you check that out. Right after SmackDown this Friday, we're going to be going over everything that happened on SmackDown as well as talking about what we think will happen at the Royal Rumble. So check me out there as well. And until next time, for John Randall, this is Conscious Kurt with another edition of the Clash of Champions. Enjoy the Royal Rumble. Take care. God bless. And remember, don't be an asshole in real life or social media because that toxic bullshit is for the birds.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Stay blessed, stay focused, and always stay
Peace.